Holy Ghost, Batman. By Amala Run. Chapter 6. Sir, this is a Diary Queen. The golden hour sunlight poured into the Diary Queen on Grand Eve in Springfield, Illinois. It was the same booth, the same cheap plastic trays, the same sticky table surface, but a completely different kind of tension. Danny sat with his half-melted vanilla shake in front of him, his legs bouncing on a table. Next to him sat Stephanie Brown, his biological mother, who had only recently stepped out of the realm of mystery figure into real person with freckles and a tendency to hum TV theme songs when nervous. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, Stephanie offered, softly, watching him stir the shake with a red straw. Just being here is enough. I want to, Danny said, voice low. I just don't know what to expect. Stephanie gave him a soft smile and looked over at the nearby booth where Jazz, Sam, and Tucker were casually pretending not to watch them while sharing a large basket of fries. I'm glad they came, Stephanie said. You've got a solid support team. Yeah, Danny said quietly. They are always there when it matters. Jazz, Sam, and Tucker sat at a nearby booth, close enough to be support, far enough to give space. Jazz kept casually glancing up from her blizzard while Tucker powered through the basket of fries. Sam was sipping a smoothie, unimpressed by the lack of dairy-free options. This is gonna be interesting, Jazz muttered, then clicked her phone. $5, saying he's ordering something totally not on the menu. Tucker snorted. 10 says he wears a trench coat and broods at the ketchup dispenser. Sam arches an eyebrow. 15 says he's Batman. No one is Batman, Jazz muttered, except Batman. Stephanie snorted as Danny sighed. His support system was clearly here for their own amusement. The front door chimed. Danny looked up. A tall man stepped inside wearing dark slacks, a neat jacket, and a careful expression of someone who lived his life overthinking introductions. His eyes scanned the dining room, then stopped at Danny and Stephanie. Tucker leaned across the booth and whispered, "No trench coat, but I was close." Jess elbowed Tucker as Sam rolled her eyes. "Shh! It's going well." He nodded once, almost imperceptibly, and made his way to the counter. "Hi," the man said politely to the teenage cashier. "Do you have oat milk? I'll take an espresso with maybe a splash of caramel." The cashier blinked. Sir, this is a Diary Queen." There was a beat of silence. Stephanie snorted into her spoon. Danny barely let out a laugh. Tim blinked once, completely deadpan. "Right, Blizzard. Dead. I will take that." The cashier pointed to the wall menu. "Pick a mix-in." "Of course," the man said, recovering quickly. The man blinked again, looked up at the menu, and gave the faintest sigh. "Right, okay, I will take a large Blizzard, Oreo, and chocolate brownie." "Sugar brownie extreme?" the cashier asked. "That will do." He paid, collected his dessert, and made his way over to their table. Stephanie stood halfway to greet him, her smile full of warmth. Hey, he said, smiling gently. His eyes shifted to Danny. Hi. Danny replied, unsure if he should stand, shake hands, or retreat to the soft serve machine and vanish. "Mind if I join you?" Danny glanced at Stephanie, then gave a small nod. "Sure." There was a moment, a long one, where they just looked at each other. Danny finally broke the silence. "So, Alvin Dapper, that was you?" Tim nodded slowly. "It was, and Dean was also me, technically." "I want to be honest with you," Tim said eventually. "There's something you deserve to know." Then he looked up. "The names Alan Damper and Dean," Tim said slowly. "They were never real people. Just names I used so no one would dig into my personal life. I'm Tim Drake Wayne." Danny ignored Tucker's near-silent squeal and nodded slowly. I know, or I figured it out once I saw the note. Tucker had been hoping very loudly on the way over anyway. Stephanie gave Danny a small, apologetic smile. We were young and thought aliases would make it easier to pretend the situation wasn't real. Danny nodded. I get it. I've done identity-related stuff too. That caused Tim's eyebrows to rise, but he ignored it for now. Tim exhaled, clearly relieved to skip the awkward part. I wanted to tell you sooner. I just didn't know if I had the right. Stephanie stayed quiet, letting them talk. You didn't use your name, Danny said, but you still signed the letter with your real initials. I did, Tim admitted, because even if I wasn't there, I didn't want you to think I was just some made-up person. I wanted to leave something real behind. I wasn't ready to be part of your life, but I wanted you to have the option of finding me, if you ever looked. I wanted you to know, just in case you ever came looking. From the corner booth, Sam gave Jazz a subtle elbow. That's actually kind of sweet, Tucker whispered. Yeah, but I still think he's Batman at chest. Ignoring the peanut gallery, Stephanie reached across the table and gently touched Tim's hand. He did look, and now he's here. Then he stood his shake, trying to gather his thoughts. So you always knew? Steph said she didn't tell you the truth. Yes, Tim said gently. I knew from the day you were born, but I also knew we weren't ready. Not for what a child actually needs. Not the kind of life where a kid gets birthday parties and sleepovers and school mornings without energy phone calls. Then he didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked at Stephanie, then back at Tim. I had a good life. Weird, but good. I don't regret it. I'm really glad to hear that, Tim said. Jazz, watching from the other booth, whispered to Tucker, Look at them. This is actually going okay. Tucker grinned. No milkshakes have been spilled yet. Sam nudged them both. Let them have the moment. Back at the table, Tim cleared his throat. I know I can't make up for time lost, but if there's any way I can be in your life now, even just a little, I'd like that. Tim massaged his neck, nervous. I don't expect anything from you. I'm not here to shake things up. But if you ever wanted someone else to talk to, I'd be that person. Then he finally found his voice. So, what do I call you? Tim hesitated. That's up to you. I'm not here to take anyone's place. If I can be a presence in your life, great. If not, I will respect that too. Danny hesitated, then offered a faint smile. Can I just call you Tim? Tim returned the smile. Please do. Stephanie leaned back and sighed, visibly more relaxed than she had been all day. You two really know how to make a Diary Queen feel like a reunion special. Danny laughed. Should have brought cameras and dramatic music. I could hum the Simpsons theme again, Stephanie offered. From the other booth, Jazz leaned into the table. Okay, but that was a bold coffee order. Tucker chuckled. He tried to turn Diary Queen into a hipster cafe. Respect. Stephanie laughed again, and Danny joined in this time. Really laughed. The weight on his chest finally started to lift. The whole table burst into laughter, even Tim. In the most unamusing restaurant in the most confusing town in America. A boy met a man who had been a name on a letter for 16 years. There were still questions, still pieces to fit together. But for now, there were blizzards, shared smiles, and the fragile, healing start of something real.